Hey everyone, welcome back to another Outriders video. Hopefully everybody is having an absolutely fantastic day. And in today's video, we're going to go over some news that was actually just released by Outriders himself. Let's go ahead and dive into everything. As always, if you guys are enjoying the videos, make sure that you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below. So anyway, obviously this was released about an hour ago, probably less than that actually, but with the patch having successfully been deployed and continuing to prevent any further complete inventory wipes, thank you again for everybody's patience. They go on to say they are now setting their sights on the new following things, which is going to be inventory restoration details. We're going to have the community appreciation package, and then obviously some Stadia developmental news as well. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the inventory restoration details. First of all, so they are aiming to restore as many lost items and accolades as possible. Restored items will be god rolls. Characters encountering the couldn't connect to server login error will no longer encounter this error once restoration is complete. Restoration testing is currently underway, and we aim to provide an exact schedule for completed restorations as soon as possible. We strongly recommend that reviewing and the dedicating thread. There is a link that I'll try to leave down in the description. Otherwise, you can always check out their information on their Reddit posts or even on their Twitter feed as well for that link for this matter, as it contains a lot more information and explanations, as they are too complex to include specifically in a thread. Now, we're just going to quickly go over the community appreciation package. It will be granted once the inventory complete or inventory restoration has been fully completed, and it won't be done until after that. So bear that in mind. So if you guys are wondering where your appreciation package is at, then you might not actually get it. This is what it's going to affect. So it's any player that has played since March 31st until April 16th. So if you guys are just starting the game, unfortunately, you don't necessarily qualify. But March 31st to April the 16th are going to be eligible for this. Any players outside the above window for whom they have performed an automatic inventory wipe restoration are also available. So if you've had any other restoration or inventory wipe issues, then you guys will also be eligible for it. And then it will also be on your highest leveled character. They will receive a level appropriate legendary weapon, not a piece of armor, but a legendary weapon, a level appropriate item amount of titanium, and then the emote frustration, which obviously is wasn't really intended for this specific purpose, but it is going to be given kind of the frustration that a lot of people have actually been going through. Now, it is really interesting to kind of talk a little bit about the god rolls, because they actually have that as being restored items will be god rolls. So I can only imagine that for your waiting, you guys are going to have some outstanding items that are going to be replaced with literally god roll items, probably for your build. Now, if that's not necessarily the way and the play style that you guys are going to be playing, I'm guessing it's kind of based on an overall play style for each individual class, then unfortunately you're not necessarily going to be able to gain so much from it. But if you are missing some of those tier 3 mods, then they give you more legendaries for that, then you could ultimately build a brand new god character, which might be pretty fantastic for those that aren't necessarily in the norm for this type of play styles. Now, moving on to the next topic, we have Stadia. So they're trying to work with Stadia and bringing it kind of on par with other platforms. The initial patch releasing later this week, and it will be sometime around the 26th or so probably at the beginning of next week. Now, there is some other news that is actually going on. So the team is continuing to work hard on upcoming patches to address the variety of bugs and performance improvements, as well as a majority of other things. There's going to be more news on these things very, very soon. So I can't wait to see what things that they are going to be addressing very soon. As an additional, they have talking a little bit about balancing. We haven't forgotten about the feedback on previous balance changes and are working on a post provide more background on post changes and our overall balancing plans for the game as a whole. We will share an update with you in the very near future. So it's actually going to be hopefully soon that we'll start to see some of these improvements and balancing issues. I think instead of actually them changing things back or making things different, they're just going to release more of a statement, say why they decided to kind of nerf a lot of things without actually buffing anything, because we all know that there are a lot of mods in the game that are being completely overlooked because, well, if we're supposed to do as much damage as possible given a time frame in our expeditions, then we're going to go after the mods that are going to give us the most amount of damage and deal the most amount of damage the quickest way possible. So there are a lot of mods that are missed, and I think that those ones definitely are being overlooked by the development team and need to be focused on, especially with some of the balancing issues. Instead of always focusing on the nerfing of certain aspects, buffing some things will definitely kind of create other types of play styles, even though obviously the whole end game is doing damage, whether it's with an anomaly build or even just flat out a damage build, decimating things with firepower. So I don't think that they should overlook it, but I think that they kind of are, and I think we're only going to get an explanation of why things were. I hope that I'm wrong, but I feel like the way that this has actually been presented over on their website feels like that is definitely the direction that it is heading. But if you guys are enjoying these videos and definitely want to make sure that you guys are staying up to date with any other news regarding Outriders and other games that we play here on the channel, make sure that you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. It's completely free. It takes literally 2 seconds to do. What are you waiting for? Do it now. It is completely free. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it, and you guys stay gaming.
You saved some lives today, Outrider. I would expect nothing less